Why cancel culture is bad. Cancel culture is sinking our society into a deep pit of hatred. As time progresses, cancel culture becomes more aggressive. Now, I want you to take a second to raise your hand if you have ever heard of a public figure or anyone being wrongfully canceled. Cancel culture is not only dangerous because it derives from hate and harassment, but because it allows society as a whole to turn a blind eye on the ideas and perspectives of others simply because we do not value what they have to say. In the upcoming clip, Betty Hart explains the irony of cancel culture.
I know that I've changed over the years. Haven't we all? Though the core parts of Betty have pretty much stayed the same, there have been key elements that have changed drastically. The Betty of 8 years old was not the same as the Betty of 18, which was not the same as 28, which was not the same as 38. I've changed. And if I'm able to change, shouldn't I extend grace to believe that others can change too? So, what should we do? Instead of canceling people, we should use the tool called compassion. I find the definition of compassion is a fascinating one, and it's not one that I hear people talk about. Compassion means to suffer with someone, to suffer alongside them.
So, are we up for the challenge? Are we able to do what Betty suggests and suffer with our peers in order to prevent the divide that comes with the act of canceling? Now, I want you to take a second to think. Have you ever agreed with one side of an argument based on a secondary source like TikTok, Instagram, or even Twitter? Well, maybe you are a firm believer in the cancel culture society. Well, what if I told you no one is actually ever canceled? When we agree as a group to exterminate an individual from society, we are giving them the attention and opportunity to build their platform even wider. By canceling these public figures, we direct all our attention to whomever it is we are so set on getting rid of. But inevitably, this only puts money in their pockets. Here's a video on some of the viewpoints people have expressed on cancel culture.
Are we really going to create a culture where we're going to rid him of his livelihood for some stupid tweets when he was a teenager? Because I tell you what, I don't know a single human being that's not cracked a slightly inappropriate either / partly racist joke in their lifetime. And this idea that publicly we're all angels, perfect angels, who are here to judge others to the same standard of false perfection that we portray is just like deeply toxic. And then also on the idea of like free speech, we're now stopping the best ideas because we're judging them based on whether they fit or not. And this is, again, we talked about divergent thinking and thinking, having more diverse thoughts and accepting them and welcoming them and interrogating them for their merit, not whether they fit.
I'm not saying that some of these public figures aren't wrong for the things they've done or said, but I'm suggesting that we don't stoop down to their level by degrading people to solve our issues. We have now heard of ways we can express and share opinions without group attacks, hate speech, and threats. Ways such as compassion, listening, teaching, and overall being open-minded to new things. If not that, finding common ground. I personally believe that cancel culture is unnecessary. I also believe that since there have been numerous times people have been canceled wrongfully, that it is a very difficult process to trust. I've personally known many people in my life that have changed due to my influence on them. Therefore, I know that there are alternatives to cancel culture and it can and should be stopped.